everyone, and welcome to the Week 14 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls from the week in MLS. I'm Simon Borg. We started RFK Stadium, where in the 27th minute, I thought DC United should have had a penalty kick when this header by Kofi Apare is deflected near the goal line by the right arm of Seattle's Dylan Remick. When we slow it down, check out how Remick makes himself big by raising that right elbow to deflect the ball. But referee Jose Carlos Rivero doesn't call it, and Seattle go on to win 2-0. Next up, Chester, PA, where Crew SC's Ethan Finley wants a handball called in the box in the 29th minute, but referee Robert Sabiga isn't convinced. His assistant Kevin Klinger doesn't flag it, and we don't get a replay to say for sure. But the big call in this one was the red card shown to Connor Casey in the 77th minute. I don't think Casey does anything to endanger the safety here, and frankly, after watching the replay, I don't even think there's enough for a yellow. Even Philly rookie Keegan Rosenberry looks to agree based on his reaction. So the Crew were chasing the match with 10 men, and with 10 minutes left, their newcomer, Christian Martinez, is knocked off the ball in the box by Philly's Warren Creval. But the referee deems this a fair shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, and even without a replay, it looks to me like Sabiga gets this one right. That's a fair challenge. Moving on to Portland, and the Dairon Asprilla red card just before halftime. I'm with referee Chris Penso here. It's an elbow to the head of San Jose's Jordan Stewart, which clearly endangers the safety. That's a good red to me. And Penso had a talk with both his fourth official and the near-side assistant before going to the back pocket. The Timbers had a 1-0 lead at the time, courtesy of this early goal by Liam Ridgewell. But props to Greg, at Away Goal Rule on Twitter, who points out that Ridgewell is offside when the ball leaves Diego Valeri's foot. And the freeze frame, although not the best angle, seems to prove him correct. Portland would make that goal stand up in a 1-0 win, but the Earthquakes did hit the back of the net in the 58th minute on this nice finish by Stewart. But the goal was called back for a foul by Quincy Amarikwa on Portland's Ridgewell. It didn't look like much, frankly, but when Amarikwa puts his left arm on Ridgewell like that, he's asking for a whistle. 3 minutes later, Amarikwa's in the middle of things again. Portland's Ben Zimanski muffs his clearance, and Amarikwa is right there to take advantage, except that Zimanski clips his leg inside the box and brings both of them down. Now, Penso was right there and decided against the PK, probably ruling it just two guys running into each other. But I thought it was a penalty in my eyes. Zimanski was beaten to this ball, and he's the one who runs into Amarikwa. To Los Angeles, where LA and Kansas City played to a 0-0 tie, but in the 3rd minute of stoppage time, it looks to me like the Galaxy had grounds for a penalty. Check out the replay here, and it sure looks to me like Sporting's Lawrence Olam extends that left arm to deflect Alan Gordon's header. Play on, says referee Hilario Grajera, who I thought made the right call in the 39th minute when he showed only a yellow card for this reckless tackle by LA's Jeff Lorenowitz. One last play from StubHub Center. In the 56th minute, a promising Galaxy attack was stopped when Mike McGee was called for offside. Assistant Mike Kampminer raises his flag, but the freeze frame here says there was no offside. Then again, I would have still whistled the play dead for McGee's high boot into the goalkeeper. To Toyota Stadium, where we saw a great no call by referee Kevin Stott in the 37th minute of the Texas Derby. FC Dallas forward Maxi Urruti goes down in the box, but Houston defender David Horwitz never touches him on the slide tackle. In fact, I would have booked Urruti for simulation. Stott with the good eye again in the 67th minute. This tackle by Ryan Hollingshead on DeMarcus Beasley is reckless, and he gets a yellow. Nothing more. Interesting play at Yankee Stadium in the 14th minute, where Real Salt Lake's DeMar Phillips is the last man when he takes down David Villa. But the question is whether it's denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Dog so. And I agree with Ted Uncle here. No way. Villa doesn't have control, and it's far from obvious. I say yellow was the right call. Now, compare that to what happened on the other end of the field 7 minutes later, where Jason Hernandez takes down RSL's Joao Plata sprinting in on goal. I say that is dog so, and I would have shown the red card. Uncle says play on. Plata just wasn't getting the calls on this day, because in the 24th minute, this replay shows NYCFC defender Ethan White clipping Plata's leg in the box. No protest from Plata, but I thought it warranted a penalty kick. Fast forward to the 83rd minute, and it was David Villa's turn to go down in the box after this challenge from RSL goalkeeper Nick Raimondo. We can't tell for sure whether there was contact, but the referee says play on. Failing conclusive proof, I'd have to agree. NYCFC did get their penalty just 2 minutes later when Kwadwo Poku hits the deck, and Uncle points to the spot. But when you look at the slow-mo, Poku is actually the one kicking RSL's Javier Morales. Villa converts, but RSL hold on for the 3-2 win. And finally, Andrea Pirlo thought he was getting off easy on this instant replay, but he's wrong. Check out this tackle on Sunday Steven in the 27th minute. He gets a yellow, but I thought that endangered the safety of his opponent, and he was lucky not to see his first red card in MLS, and his first in any match since March 2010. That's all we have for this week. Hey, don't forget, you can tell us when you spot a play that's an instant replay candidate by using the hashtag Instant Replay. For our editor Abner Estevez, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!